The goat, a seemingly undomesticated beast of the field, subdued and coerced by the whims and passions of his base animal instinct, majestic in appearance, armored with luscious, thick protecting fur for his garment, piercing, beady eyes with a beard of kings and warriors, a demeanor of independence and nobility. But yet, this beautiful creature, vile and grotesque in his conduct, bound by animal passions and fervor lust for his selfish desires, and adorning his place of Golgotha we find his crown of horns, 2 in number. These pillars of horn whisper the realm of duality. Sun, moon, Boaz, Jachin, male, female, the polar ends of all vibration, a concept designed for the fruit and benefit of the human race, that man might cultivate his existence. While the horns of the goat symbolically allude to the concept of duality, there is yet more to understand. While mystery schools and secret fraternities boast of various degrees and certificates, they do not grant nor confer levels of consciousness. And with no sincere desire for higher consciousness, your efforts are in vain. All of your ritual, catechism, symbolism, pamphlets, and lapels are as pearls thrown to the swine without self-realization. Man, know thyself. While the sheep may be upon the right, and the goats upon the left, there is yet another way, a way in which the Father and the Son may be one. Behold, the divine spark of consciousness. This divine spark is found depicted between the 2 horns of the goat. The divine spark is a representation of your higher self. And by higher self, we are referring to pure consciousness. One of the most direct approaches to interacting with this higher self is through pure awareness. While awareness is not consciousness itself, it does act as an antenna of sorts. It is a mediator between you and the divine, your inner Christ, if you will. This symbolic painting, just as most symbolic paintings, will reveal degrees of consciousness. For example, notice the goat is in its lower state of existence. It is fully rested upon the earth, trusting in that which is physical and fleeting, operating in his repetitive robot animal instincts, unaware of question and wonder. The goat has an inherent instinct to survive and reproduce, but that is all. He has no further light, and operates on a much lower plane of consciousness. Thus we also find that the uninitiated masses also abide in this low-frequency level of consciousness. The fiery eyes of vibrant awareness are quick and piercing with life and alertness. While the goat may be extremely aware, he is completely unaware of his awareness, thus completely absorbed in the perception of duality. Duality alluded to by the 2 horns towering above the head, representing the perception of opposites: night, day, hot, cold, happy, sad, male, female, etc. The horns represent the duality of endless forms in which our physical existence depends. The unenlightened masses perceive their existence through the lens of this duality. They are yet unaware of the underlying oneness that permeates all that we perceive through duality. The masses whom live life through the lens of duality are tossed to and fro by the conflicting opposites of good and bad, always in conflict within their own minds, only finding temporary solace in the fleetingness of this material realm, as if building a house on the sands of the shore. To live this life through the perception of duality is to live a life of judgment, constantly comparing the way you feel to the way you wished you felt, comparing what you have with what you have not, comparing yourself to your neighbor as better or worse. The concept of duality is depicted here as the goat's horns. Note, they are 2 in number, suggesting a separation from oneness. This oneness, or universal consciousness, is depicted as an illumined light amidst the center of the upper horns. For one to commune with this holy or divine self, he or she must first observe the mind. Just as the divine spark watches over the horns of duality, you too must will your awareness to do the same.